We got this here. Let me do it this way. We got this little moose we drew out. And after seeing Kaysie Sargent's moose the other day, I just wanted to make one. I thought it'd be pretty cool. I've watched Kyle Hall make these before, but I've never attempted to make one myself. And I thought, man, it needs to be time. You need to make one of these. And so that's just the way it goes. We're going to make one. And we also picked up this little saw today. And checking this little saw out. It is a JONCUTTER. It's a top handle clone of a 2511 T Echo. And they call it the G511. And anyhow, I've tried it a little bit. You can see it's dirty. This one I had a 10-inch carving bar and chain put on it. That was a K&K bar and a 10-inch chain. Hey, what's going on? Michael S. Super Fan, Creation Does 777. Best chainsaw carver in the world. Be sure and check out the description. Hey, Dad, what's going on? Billy Shoemate, heck yeah. So Creation Dust, this is a Kaysie Sargent inspired carving. It's not going to look the same. It's going to be different, but it's because what I seen Kaysie did made me want to do this. I wanted to make one of these. Hey, how's it going, Jeannie? Glad to see you in there. Heck yeah. So it's going to be different, but it's going to be the same. I want to make one of these, and this little fat, short-facing moose carving, and that is the plan. Okay, guys, I'm going to get this thing set in here. Like I said, I just got this today, little JONCUTTER, and I just thought it'd be nice to have a little 5.5. I've been waiting on a back handle saw, and I said, what the heck, I'm going to try that out. And he had one there, so I went up and started carving on an oak stump, and I was like, man, I don't mind this at all. And so I thought I'd change it. Looks like it's getting a little loose, but I'm just breaking it in. We'll go ahead and run it through this here and see how it goes. But and I got the oil setting, the oil settings on the screw right there. And he said, man, you got that too rich. And I said, dude, I like to sling oil. And anyway, that's what we're going to do. What's going on, LJ? Glad to see you in there. All right, guys, I'm going to turn this around and cough, I guess. I don't know why. Sorry about that. Can't help it. I guess it's the dust. I don't know. Oh, well. See, and those of you that heard me talk before, I smoked for 22 years. And, the residual of them kind of things is, I'm sure affects me a lot more than if I had never done it. But I have been 8 years to free. And not really because of my health, because I wanted a clean standing with God. That's why I quit smoking. All right, anyhow. Can y'all see that pretty good? Yeah, that's a pretty good picture there. And y'all hit the like button. Be sure and hit it. And if you haven't hit the like button already, and be sure and hit that. And I'm going to go ahead and get started on this thing. Now, I got to remember how to start it. This is different for me. I'm not used to having one with a primer ball and all this stuff. Maybe. I might have overdid it. I don't know. Yeah, it blew fuel out the side of it. So. We might not end up using a JONCUTTER. I don't know. So I had to do the hold the trigger, and basically I flooded it. That's what happened. Hit that like button! Wow! It cuts like butter! having to tell myself, be careful, you're going to screw this up. But look, I've never tried to make a moose carving before. So if I screw it up, I screw it up. Y'all hit the like. Show me support for my screwed up work. How about that? Stand back and look at it, it looks like a space alien rabbit, if that makes any sense. If there is such a thing. If they have aliens in space, this is what they would, if they have alien rabbits in space, this is what they would look like. Pops off, I'm done. I'm making something else. But that said, we're going to see what happens. Y'all just hit the like and we'll go from there. I mean, this thing is so little and so light. It's so easy to use. Hey, so we're after 100 likes. We got 49. Please hit that like button. We sure appreciate y'all. I'll keep right on it going. We're going to flex shaft finish this. We're chainsaw carving it. And then we're going to finish it and put hair on it and stuff with our flex shaft tool and CUTZALL burrs. So anyway, we'll keep digging it out. But I've never made a moose before, so I'm happy. If you ever wondered when you were in the store and you seen a toy chainsaw, what that toy chainsaw would be like if you were actually using it, I've always wondered that, what that toy chainsaw would be like, and this is it. I'm telling you, this is what I imagine that toy chainsaw would be like.
Another thing I thought was going to be kind of a hassle about this thing is I figured that it would run out of fuel really quick. But it's been pretty good. I can't complain. And it's just so daggone light. I mean, 5 pounds, I think it is. And he's looking just about time to go to the flex shaft. I'm just looking to see. I figured he'd be out of fuel by now, honestly. But I'm going to see what else I can get done with this thing before we go in there. Might as well. Well, I got it all done. I was wondering, you know, I mean, when I was talking to Scott, I got this from Scott at Hawkfire Saws in Logan, Ohio. When I was talking to Scott about it, about how long he thought it would run, he said, I don't know, 10 minutes. You know, like, yeah, that's a pretty short period of time for a chainsaw carver, you know. But that said, I mean, I bought it to do detail work, so, So we're going to go in here and we're going to go further detail with the flex shaft. Here's this little guy so far. He's looking pretty good. Y'all hit that like button. We're going for 100. And we'll go ahead and carry this guy on in and see what we can do. I can come back out here and turn these lights off later. Yeah, I keep hitting the stupid button. I don't know why. I'm sorry. It's just the way it goes when you're dumb. But that said, we're going to take him in here and set him at this flex shaft table and continue on, get some detail on the nose, that kind of stuff, and do it with burr to get a lot more out of it. He's covered to oil, but I don't really care. Okay, let's get this thing focused on the table, and I better plug it in real quick, just in case. I'm sure they'll say the orientation isn't allowed or something else. Trying to plug it in the speaker. Okay, there we go. I'm sure that's what they'll say. The orientation isn't allowed. I don't think it ever got that far. Okay. All right.
But anyway, I'm looking forward to this, fishing this guy with the flex shaft. I mean, it takes longer, but you can get so much more detail with it. Man, I had some screwdrivers over here. I'm looking for them to see where they went. And I got one more light I'd like to turn on too before we go. There's that one. Okay. Put this guy over here. Of course, we're going to be using these CUTZALL burrs and a couple other pieces, man paw. There's one Bower burr in there. There's a Warrior sanding cup. A couple different things I'm using. But this is going to be cute little moose. We'll zoom in there on the table and I'll start to work him down. Clean him up a little better. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, let me turn the fan on here real quick. I got the sweating a little bit. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't comfortable either. Hey, we got the fan running. Hope everybody's doing pretty good. If you haven't hit the like button already, be sure and hit it. If you had it hard at all. And thanks for them 10 rubies whoever gave us them. That's pretty awesome. Maybe we got some awesome food for something. Hey, I'll take it. Whatever it is. I'll be looking size-wise, keeping this thing in the screen. Okay. Maybe zoom out just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. All right. I got to switch on. Cottonwood, and you can tell pretty easy. Wait till I can keep this stuff apart. Now we got an event tomorrow in Bloomingburg, Ohio. It's a community day thing, so I don't think it'll be like overly crowded or anything like that, but nonetheless, I'm looking forward to it. It's taking shape so far, going pretty good. Appreciate y'all being out here. Hey, we're 11 likes away from 100. So if you haven't hit the like button already, be sure and hit it. I can zoom in just a little more. There we go. All right. I didn't hit the mute button, did I? I got to be careful about that. No, I didn't. There's no doubt why they call this cottonwood, is there? Alright, just 3 lights away. 3 lights away from that's all. Thank you. One of those carvings that if you're already into flex shaft carving and you got say you got a battery powered chainsaw, something like that, this is something you could go out in your garage and do if you can figure out how to fasten it down like I did. Then you know, you just take your time, and then, like, you know, like I said out there, if the antlers pop off, they pop off. You see how they're a little wonky, but I don't care about that. I mean, because they're the same size at the base, even if one's down and one's up, you know. It is what it is. It's still super cute. Look, if somebody comes along and says, man, has he been carving that with that tool this whole time? Say, yeah, he's been on there for like 6 or 7 hours now. Oh, man, I don't even know if you can get it done that fast. I don't know. far as softwoods go, I don't really think it's all that soft, honestly. Hey, we got the 114 likes. That's awesome. We'll take it.
Yes, anyway, getting good and sanded down. Not too bad, not too good. Hey, we're up to 120 likes. Appreciate you guys being in there. If you haven't hit it already, be sure to hit it. This is our cute little guy. He's going so good. We're going to smooth out the legs and the arm there, and then we'll go working on the face. to a smaller burr. I'm gonna start working on a face detail. He's going pretty good. I'm having a good time with him. Not too bad, not too good. I can't complain. He's a cute little guy. Definitely cute. We'll change this out and start digging his nose out and all that stuff. Switch over to this CUTZALL coarse pointy burr. I don't know what they call it, but I call it a coarse pointy burr. Hey, where's the toilets and the aliens at? Let's go. New to the channel and you didn't know, my favorite emojis is the toilet paper, and the alien. looking at his face and I'm thinking, man, should I make him look sad, happy? There's all kinds of different things I can do here. And it's just which one, you know, which one's it going to be? Heck yeah, I love all them emojis, the smiling, the laughing. I love the toilet ones, the aliens. Oh, man, this is awesome. You guys are so awesome. I don't care what they say about you guys growing up. Let's give this guy some eyes. And we'll give him some eyes and then we'll give him some hair. I think he's looking cute. And I'll tell you what, if you don't think he's cute, your mom dropped you on your head when you were a baby. I'm just saying. Okay, let's see. Let's go with some, yeah, maybe this one. And look, just in case, I don't mean to offend anybody, but that probably happened. If you don't think it's cute, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, all right. I can't believe that guy said that. He's such a jerk. Yeah, they're a little wonky, but his eyebrows and his antlers are too, so he actually fits. It made him his whole head have kind of a little bit of a lean. So, but anyway, that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm gonna start giving this guy some hair. Take this out, and we'll hair him up real good. Hope everybody's having fun. Good conversation. Lots of crazy emojis. I like the clown emoji too. That one's pretty good. Not too bad, not too good. Somewhere, just don't be scaring little children. We don't want to do anything like that. You guys got to be nice, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, man, there's an alien in the toilet. I don't know. I was trying to figure out if I ought to have you know, if it's says the right beer or not. I don't know. He's got a nice long goatee, beard going on there. He was in a 90s grunge band. Anyway, hit that light if you haven't already. You hit it harder than all you would. I don't think I'm going to do it hair on the At the end, I'm going to take this out and burn it. And that cottonwood, it'll really bring out the hair then when I can burn all the fuzzies off. But it's the way it goes. Hey, 148 likes. Heck, we might get to 175, something like that. Let's take care of the giveaway. You see that moth get sucked down in there? I don't think he made it. hey, I like doing this. So with chainsaw carving, it's your left arm that gets a good workout. With flex shaft carving, so I'm right-handed, and my right arm gets a good workout, especially doing this right here, because this is actually, it might seem tedious, but it's not all that easy at the same time. Give him a little burn. I got something else I want to do though before I go out there. So Carl, we made Carl the crazy face morel mushroom. And if you have not seen Carl, this is Carl. Anyway, I want to sand him. I'm gonna give this to a guy. He's got like a big goofy Bigfoot face, you know, kind of sort of thing on him. I'm gonna sand him down and clean him up real good. I'm gonna give him to a guy, and I'm gonna get him all sanded and done, ready to go. I even thought about seeing if I could get his wife in on a joke and go over to his house when he's not there, put it in his yard, and then tell her where I put it. That way she can kind of direct him to look there and come across this thing by accident. I thought that'd be pretty funny. Anyway, let me zoom in on it a little bit. So, you know, at first glance, I mean, that's a pretty daggone good looking morel mushroom carving. I mean, when it comes right down to it, that's pretty good. And then you flip it over and you got this goofy thing looking at you. You know what I'm saying? And that was my thought, was I'd take this and put this in this guy's yard and turn it that way, you know, so he just comes home and sees it and he'd be like, what the heck? That looks like a morel in August, you know? And picks it up and there you go. I mean, would you want to come home to that? I wouldn't. Oh, well. All right. All right, let's go out here and burn this guy. Let's give him some fire. Clean him up. It starts to darken him a little bit. I got to slip my flip-flops back on. Heck yeah. Okay, we'll leave old Carl down there. Maybe we'll spray clear coat him here in a minute. All right, so what you got to say? Anything good to see? Hey, John. Hey, Shoops, what's going on? Glad to see you. Hey, Kevin. Well, you know, baby kisses, one of my favorite people. Heck yeah, glad to see you in there. Michael S, super fan, the most awesome guy ever in there. Heck yeah. Okay, let's get, what do you think of this guy? Hey, hello, everybody. Okay, all right, let's take him out here and put some fire to him, clean him up. Now, the antlers, I'm going to stay away from the antlers because I'll probably just do like clear coat on them and make them look wet. It'll darken them. But the rest of him, I got to kind of burn it and then maybe sand the nose off for cuteness a little. I don't know. Okay, let me put this thing in here. And we'll go from there. Kapow. Shazam. That's not right. There we go. Okay. Get rid of the battery drill. I don't know. I guess we could drill him back down for now. Ain't gonna hurt. Okay, there he is. Yeah, so that's a little cute little guy. I mean, he looks more like Kyle Hall's than Kaysie's. But, you know, either way you go, it's cute. I've never made one before. I thought I'd try it. And it was really Kaysie's carving that inspired me to finally try one. And, of course, I've watched Kyle make that 2 or 3 times over the years, too. And that one's a lot more like what he makes. So I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna switch tips. That's just too much. Let me do it a little bit. If I can find it, I know it's around here somewhere. Little torch tip. Little torch tip, where are you hiding? I'm right here, Bear. Where's right here? I'm right there. Where's right there? I'm right everywhere. Oh, yeah? Everywhere I go? Yeah, old McDonald had a farm, didn't he? Okay, you jerk. I don't know where it's at. It's around here. I know it's around here. All right, I'm just going to suck it up and do it the big one. I want to get done. Hopefully I don't screw it up. What am I kidding? I know for sure. If I screw it up, I'll screw it up, right? You guys ain't gonna be mad, are you?
looks all right. Not too bad, not too good. Something like that, right? It's cute. I don't care. Oh, look at this cute. Well, you can pound it. How about that? All right, hold on a second. Get this thing out there. It's pretty cute though. I'd say by the time I hit him with man, I hate to hit these. Man, this thing's on fire back here. I hate to hit these. They got some fuzzies on them. They're gonna have to sand them down. I think I'd just rather leave them a little fuzzy. Then I could hit them. I guess I could hit them with the yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, that thing. I'm gonna hit them with that thing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna use the. Come on, where's your brain at? A finger sander. I'm gonna use a finger. Oh, he gave his brain to the moose. A dummy. All right, let's see what we got. See what you guys got. Peanut Gallery. What's going on, Woodchucker? Heck yeah, Michael sent happy poop. Man, I'm getting a lot of that stuff. 34 of them. You guys are awesome. Baby Kisses, give us $1. All right. Heck yeah. That's awesome. Thanks, Baby Kisses. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like this guy. We're still getting quite a bit of it. I really like to do these window projects. I think that's about as good as that's going to get. And I'm pretty happy with it. Even if it ain't that good. Okay. So what do you guys think? Happy little moose, you know? He's chilling out. He's minding his own business. Let's see. Oh, I got her. Hey, somebody else gave us $1 too. Boy, I was really zoomed. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that. Yeah, there we go. Bottom line, that's kind of the little moose. First time I ever made a moose. I should burn up in here. I try to clean that out too. Nah, I better hit that with the flat. Because it, I definitely ain't burning it. I can tell you that. Yeah, I guess I should zoom in. What we got here? Woodchucker Chainsaw Carver. He signed up for 3 months. That's awesome. Heck yeah. Appreciate it. Hey, and guys, think about this. Keep Caleb in your prayers. He's going through the loss of this sweet Chihuahua. And we want to keep him in our thoughts. And he's dealing with that. That's pretty tough. I had to put down my Siberian Husky in 2022 for 2 months after my dad died. And I can tell you right now, I don't miss dad at all. I'm confident in the reward that he has, but I still miss my dog. So I kind of, you can't ever say you exactly understand, but I kind of understand what he's going through. We all go through it a little different, even if it's the same thing. That's pretty cute. I think I put some black paint in the nose and the mouth. And actually, no, I don't think. I know. I'm going to go do that right now. If the brush is out there. Is the brush in here? Oh, the brush is in here. How about that? Man. He's going to get finished. Let's see what you guys got out here. Oh, man. Heck yeah. 170, 165 likes. Can't beat that. What's going on, Matthew? Glad to see you, buddy. Who else we got in there we haven't seen yet? I think I've seen everybody here so far that's on the thing other than Matthew. What's going on, bud? Sorry I missed you earlier. I'm sure you've been in there a while. So tomorrow I plan to do something, but I'm not planning on, we don't even get done at this event tomorrow till 6. And so I'm probably not going to get home till I get packed up till about 8:30 or so. But I have every intention, even if it's really, really late, getting on here and flex shaft carving. I won't be chainsaw carving. It'll be too late for that. And even though my neighbors are far away, I still, they go out and they hear that, and you don't want to, well, that jerk, you know what I mean? I don't want to deal with that. But I have every intention of, when I can, doing some kind of flex shaft carving tomorrow. And I got all day to think about what I'm going to do. So that helps. Heck yeah, we made him smiling. Just like the moose at the park that, they won't take all the kids for a ride. And don't tell them any different, because you don't want them to be scared. Just when you get there, don't let them go anywhere near the moose. Does that make any sense? This is a public service announcement from... Yeah, okay. Yeah. How's that? I mean, it's pretty much done, I guess. Could give him dark black eyes instead of just his brown eyes, since I got the paint out. Couldn't hurt. Darken them up a little bit. If I'm even getting in there, I can't honestly tell. Too dark where his eyes are at. Yeah, I'd say I'm getting in there all right. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes for a cute little guy, And I'm sure the boss lady will see him and say, "Oh, I want that." And I'd say she deserves it. As many things that she's wanted me to keep, and I've turned around and sold, But anyway, let's check this guy out, huh? There he is. Cute little moose guy. Not too bad, not too good. Fairly shiny. I don't know. Kind of like Penny. So I don't know. What time is it? We've been on 84. I was going to say, do we got time for something else? I probably shouldn't, just because we got this show going on. Too close to my face. Show going on tomorrow. And I still got to get a few things. I got to get change bag and stuff ready for that. And I'm looking forward to it. Well, let's see who we got here. Hey, Carlos, Bitcoin Boston, man. Hey, do you know my buddy Crypto Savvy? Hey, appreciate that, Chucker. That's awesome. Yeah, check him out if you don't know him. Hey, Matthew Gauthier. Ain't that right, Gauthier? I just know you're Matthew, and I made you a moderator. How about that one, man? That's for sure, guys. I appreciate that. Heck yeah, man. I'm getting a lot of those. Let's see. Baby kisses. Do you know where? Oh, you're in El Salvador. Yeah. Yeah, Carlos, man. Check out Crypto Savvy. There is, hey, I appreciate that. Creation Dust 777. If you guys, there's 137 of you in here. If you have not checked him out, be sure and check him out. He is the best chainsaw carver you're going to find, especially live stream chainsaw carving. You're not going to find anybody that does the same work that he does live stream with the pressure on them. And he makes great big bears and great big stuff, Bigfoots and everything else. You got to check him out, Creation Dust 777. All right, guys. Hey, heck yeah. Check out Crypto Savvy. That's his name, Crypto Savvy. Check him out. In fact, I'll probably post a post about him here in the next couple of weeks. But I try to spend my posts on carvers and channel members and neat things that they do. And we got some pretty cool stuff coming up. Perry Lowe Jr., we're going to be posting posts. We want you guys to see some stuff he did. And it just kind of circles back around. And mainly their members, but other people throughout their YouTube woodworker, chainsaw carver community, we like to share the stuff that they do. That said, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. It'll probably be likely pretty late, but I appreciate y'all being in here tonight. That is for sure. Y'all know the routine. If I can get this to work, what the heck is going on? Come back when you can stay later, you smucks.